What is up, my people? Welcome back to the channel. More West Bromwich Albion career mode. This time it's episode 13 we got for you today, and we're starting off with a game against Southampton. We've got two games again. This first one against Southampton, second one is against Hull City, and in between the two, the transfer window for January is actually going to open, so we'll be able to see if we can actually make some transfers happen in this January transfer window. We spoke about it a little bit, it's just slightly in depth in the last episode about the problems that I have with being able to sign players and the financial troubles that we might come across in this series, at least in the beginning of the series. But while the January transfer window is open, I'm at least try and make something happen, bring some players in, because we definitely need some players. Our starting 11 can be relatively strong at times, but we don't have any depth in any position on the field, really. The wingers is the only real depth we have, and it's not really even quality depth, like it's just depth in numbers. But other than that, any other position, we are lacking depth real, like, deeply, because we need to make signings, basically. So we'll see if we can make anything happen. We're into the game against Southampton. Solomon Rondon tries to get around Virgil van Dijk. It falls to Matt Phillips. He finds his way inside the box, and his shot is saved well by McCarthy, who gets low to deny it. It came out to Jonathan Lecco, but nothing in the end came out of his cross. Matt Phillips again, this time overrunning the ball in his own area, finds James Ward-Prowse at the feet of, well, the ball falls to the feet of James Ward-Prowse, and he finds Charlie Austin inside the box. And players like Charlie Austin, they don't really miss chances like that. I mean, Charlie Austin, he's just a bit of a poacher. That's a really good ball, and it's actually a pretty good finish at the keeper's near post. Charlie Austin started playing really well in real life for Southampton, at least. Like, he started scoring a few goals, he's getting involved, putting himself around there, and he's scoring some goals now. So he's put us 1-0 down. And again, I've seemed to be saying this in every damn near every video recently, at least, we're playing with increased sliders yet again. This is probably where I'm going to leave the sliders at, as Shane Long puts Southampton 2-0 up, 61 minutes on the clock, which was a bit disappointing because we didn't show us any highlights of us attacking, but we was putting a little bit of pressure on Southampton at this part, trying to create something. But it's Austin this time finding Jordy Classy, and he gave it to Long. One touch to set it up, the second to bury it, and it's come off Ben Foster. He just can't get enough behind the ball. It's come off of him and went into the roof of the net. But like I was saying, this is probably where we're going to leave the sliders, because I feel like it's enough of a challenge now. Like, we could actually struggle for the rest of the season. So we'll see how it goes like this. The next episode is going to be a live FA Cup match against Everton. So I'll show you the sliders that we're using. If you guys find career mode too easy, then check out the sliders that I'm using in the next episode, because they're actually pretty good. The CPUs seem to be attacking a lot more. They seem to be just more enthusiastic in everything they do. It seems like you gotta really be on your game to kind of stop yourself from going a goal down. As you can see, we've already conceded 2 goals, and they were pretty easy. You really gotta concentrate to try and stop from conceding, basically, and you gotta think about every attack as well, because it's not going to be easy for you to get a goal. But you see there, Nasser Chadli did manage to pull one back for us, and we're trying to get back into the game. But Southampton got themselves a free kick in a dangerous position, and they loft it up. It's Sofiane Boufal who it goes to in the box, and those are the kind of goals that just they make me want to rage. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, it's such an easy goal for them to score. Like, it's pathetic to concede. I don't know how. It always seems to be the smallest player on the pitch who scores headers against me, and it just gets on my nerves. It's just annoying. As Oriol Romeu tries to make it 4-1, 88 minutes on the clock, trying to just put salt in the wounds right there, just add an extra goal for us to concede. We don't want that. Jose Font celebrating with Virgil van Dijk. Southampton get themselves a win, and you saw early on before the game, this is probably a game we shouldn't have been losing. They're doing well in real life, but they had the worst home record. They're just not doing well in the career mode, so we really should have been beating them, but the sliders made it a bit difficult. Looking at the youth development, we've completed one of the expectations. I forgot to show you that a few episodes ago, so we decided to show you that now. We've promoted one youth player of each position, so that's something they wanted us to do. I'm hoping that if we can complete every other objective, so the financial one, the brand exposure, which we've done both of the, no, we've done the youth development one, we've done the brand exposure one. So if we can do the domestic one, then I'm hoping that failing the financial one won't matter as much. But obviously that is the only high objective that we have at this club. The rest of them are low, so financial is more important than anything else, which is a problem. So, like I said, I'm a little bit worried. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little tiny bit worried because we don't want to fail. We do not want to get sacked. We need to be successful at every team we go to, every career mode we start. We need to be successful, man. We can't be getting out here getting fired 3 minutes in. Again, we're struggling at this moment with the new sliders. They're just moving the ball around so quick. Everything else, they're just one step ahead. And players like Abel Hernandez, they're dangerous, man, because when you got that much pace, and then with the way I've upgraded their sprint speed and acceleration in the sliders, he is just rapid. He's just, the players getting in behind. I've taken down their shot error, all that stuff, so they're just a little bit more clinical with everything they do. Nice football here as the ball comes out to Dawson, who gets the start at right back. Finds Matt Phillips on the right hand side. He hasn't scored in a while. No one on this team has scored in a while, really, outside of Berahino and I almost said Berahino and Berahino. Outside of Berahino and Chadley, I believe, no one else has really scored any goals for us in a while, which is a little bit worrying as we get further in. Livermore getting a shot off. I also forgot to mention this. After the episode 11, after the episode where we played Chelsea, when I went back in to reload the career mode, it hadn't saved those games. So the Watford match, the Chelsea match, and the Swansea match hadn't been saved. But what I'd done anyway is I made sure I simmed those games and made sure we got the same results, basically. So we lost against Watford, drew with Chelsea, and lost against Swansea. I made sure we done the same with that. Obviously, it wasn't the same scoreline, and it wasn't the same goal scorers. So Chadley's 2 goals weren't there, and Rondon's goal wasn't there either. So Rondon is still without a goal in a very long time, which is unfortunate for him. I don't know how we didn't save, because it's meant to auto-save after every match, so I don't know what went on right there. But we're making sure that isn't going to happen again. But this is an open game. Both teams creating chances right here. It's Hull City again creating another one this time. Early on in the second half, just chances, end-to-end stuff. We're coming down the other side now. Chadley has McLean on his left-hand side. The ball finds him. He's going to shoot across goal, and James McLean hits the crossbar after he just shot a ball just over the bar a little bit earlier. Couldn't get a goal in this game. James McLean still yet to score in this season. But Hull come down the other end right after we hit the crossbar, and it's Odebayo, or Odebajo, whatever you want to call him. He's played in by Abel Hernandez. So much space for these players. And again, just like in the last match with Shane Longshot, too much power behind it. Ben Foster gets a touch on it, but he ends up just smashing it into the, well, his touch puts it in the roof of the net, basically. So not too much we could have done about that, but we're again trying to get ourselves back into this game. Craig Gardner does brilliantly, and I said not too many players have scored. Craig Gardner gets on the score sheet. He gets his first goal of the season, and again, can't pick the ball up for whatever reason. 15 minutes left in the game. We've just pulled one back. We need one more goal. Picking the ball up and rushing it back to the spot just don't seem to work for me. I don't know what it is. I just don't know. It don't work. But that's actually a cracker from Craig Gardner, and he's been possibly one of our best players in the season. One of you said to me early on in the series to not play Craig Gardner and to play Darren Fletcher and Jakob. But there is absolutely, where's the creativity in that? Or not even creativity, because Craig Gardner's not the most creative player in the world, but where's the technique in that? There's nothing in that. That's just pure defensive play. I want goals from midfield, and obviously that's Craig Gardner's first goal of the season, but he has much more chance to score from midfield than anyone else, well, any of those 2 players, and he has the ability to do that. He's been passing the ball brilliantly. I don't know what his passing completion is this season, but it seems like every pass he attempts is completed. He's doing well. He's got a few assists, but at the end of this episode, that is what the table is looking like. We've dropped down to 14th place. Obviously, like I said, we had to switch up a few of the results, so teams around us may have had different results. We may be a bit lower at the end of the next episode. Well, it won't be the same at the end of the next episode, but basically the table isn't looking like this at this point anymore. So this is really a pointless table because the results would have changed. Our results stay the same, so when we come back we will still have 6 wins, 6 draws and 8 losses, but everyone else's results will be different. Subscribe or eat a bit. Peace.